For those of you who are having trouble with lesson 3, there's a couple different reasons. For one thing, you have to stop and think of what direction you're going to go in, but you're not stopping to think. So let me try to explain that to you just a little bit. And I'm going to do that by showing you where the sweet spot is. And that's going to help you, I think. So first of all, let's start out with a curl. And there we go, we have our first curl. Everybody does that very well. It's from there on in that we have problems. So we're going to backtrack this curl. Now if we were drawing, in fact, let me draw this as if we were drawing the letter C, because in the lesson I showed you we were doing a C. So there's the C. And then we would bring it on down like so. But when we're stitching it, we're going to do the letter C. But then we're only going to come back halfway on the arc of the C. And that's when we're going to go and figure out, that's our sweet spot. We're going to figure out now where we go next. So we made our hook going this way. The next time we make a hook, we need to go this way. This is where I want you to physically stop your machine and think this out. So we need to make a curl to go this way. Now if you notice the difference between this C and this C, is this was like a letter C instead of a curl. So let's make a curl. Now it looks better. But nonetheless, we're still going to start at the stop at the same place, right there. Now we made that curl off to the left. We've stopped here now. We know we need to curl to the right. And there we have our curl to the right. We're going to backtrack just to the top of that hump. And now we need to make a curl to the left. Do you notice how my C's are different shape or different sizes? That's okay. That sometimes gives a lot of interest to your work. So let's go back again to the hump of that C. We now want to go in this direction or to the right. So we stopped here and we're going to go to the right. We're going to backtrack and we're going to stop. Now we want to go the opposite direction. We're going to come back up to that hook or the hump and we're going to stop. Now we need to go in the opposite direction. We're going to come back up there and we're going to stop. Now we've got something blocking our way here. So we're just going to come down a little bit further. But we're still going to treat it the same. We're going to go up to the hump and we're going to stop. My next curl needs to go in the opposite direction. But if you end up with two going the same way, it's okay. It's not the end of the world, and that seems to be where it throws you off. So we're just going to pick up from there. Now we need to have one going in the opposite direction. But we still have the same thing. Again, it's okay. Let's pick up from there. And let's pick up from there. Stop. Think about it. Now we have three going the same way. So we're going to take these out. And I don't suggest you do this. It's a lot easier doing it on a whiteboard than it is on your actual practice piece. But we want to stop and think here because I was getting ahead of myself. We have one that's going this way. Now we need to go this way. So we've stopped here, and we're going to go the opposite way. Now, even though these look the same, it's because I'm changing direction. So now I've stopped here. I need to go in the opposite direction, but I need to get over here and fill this in. So I'm going to swing over while I'm doing the opposite direction. Now I stop at the top of that curl, or C. Now I need to go in the opposite direction. Come around to the top, stop at the top of the curl. Again, I want you to physically stop your machine. Take your foot off the pedal. Let's think this through, because the next one has to point in that direction. So we're going to come down here and make it go in that direction. Go back to the top. We need the next one to go in the opposite direction. Go to the top, the opposite direction, 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 go to the top, and then you just keep working yourself around in your block. But always stop at the top of that curl to get your bearings as to where you're going to go next. Okay? So I hope that helps you. Remember, this is your sweet spot. That's where you're going to stop, take a break, and figure out where you're going next. Even though you see me stitching it in the video without stopping, you've got to remember, I've done this a time or two. You're learning, so it's okay to stop your machine. Until next time.